Guys, it's RNG over 9000 and today I want to talk about map changes and their modification on a beta server. So recently they changed most of the values in terms of percentage, and they removed the pack size mode from game, as they removed, like long time ago they removed maze and area size from maps, and they moved the map pack size in some of the modes, and from what I've discovered by now, the pack size can be added on the map by rolling smoothering, which diminish your recovery of life, mana or energy shield by 20%. And previously you could have no regeneration at all, and it was only life or mana, or 50% of regeneration of life, mana and energy shield, and now it's tuned down to 20%. And animals on map, it hasn't been changed because there's no percentage values. So as you can see that new maps have item rarity on it and monster pack size. And item rarity, I'm not sure how it's gonna work, how the formulas are working, because some of unique maps have item rarity, like Vaults of Aziri can have 2000% of item rarity, but their item rarity doesn't work on chests from what I remember. Or was it only your item rarity which you are wearing? Well, I don't want to talk about it because I'm not sure, so I don't want to give you any false information. So if you have item rarity on map and you're wearing some kind of let's say item rarity gem and you're killing with it, is it gonna get additive, or is it gonna be multiplied one by another? I'm not sure. We need some information from GGG. Okay, let's move to other mods. So as you can see, extra damage as cold, fire or lightning was nerfed as well. The range previously was from 80 to 100% extra. Now I think it's something around 50 to 70. So it's a nice change. And smoothering as well here. Okay. And nowadays when you wanna roll magic monsters, obviously for better XP, and due that you cannot get the monster pack size directly, some people, I think they're gonna try to get magic monsters, and they will appear always with magic monsters with bloodlines mode. So basically whenever you're gonna try get magic monster, you're gonna have magic monsters with bloodlines. Well, for me it's a good change. I like bloodline. I played bloodline, so nothing scary to me, and I think the magic monster can get up to 30%. Previously it was up to 50%, so a bit nerf in terms of amount. And monster damage increased was around 30%, and it was tuned down as well. And here we have another version of those combinations. Like here you have magic monsters and combined with bloodline mode, and called bloodlines. And here we have rare monsters, and they are combined with nemesis mode. So whenever you spawn a rare monsters mode, it's gonna be with nemesis mode as well, which is for me another nice combination. The inner treasure, for example, or other crazy stuff when you play with headhunter build. So let's yeah, and that combination is 12% quantity and 6% rarity for that antagonist prefix. And desecrated ground hasn't been changed. It's still the ground. So like chilled ground, burning ground, shocked ground, and desecrated ground doesn't have any value, so it hasn't been changed. We have here another rogue exiles, still additive, extra 2 rogue exiles, endurance charges, power charges, and frenzy charges. Still one charge for every 20 seconds. No change here, only the rarity. Magic monsters with bloodlines, we talked about it, but area contains 2 unique bosses. So GGG decided that well, you're not gonna get any +2 maps from rare or unique mobs or bloodline mobs. Now you have to kill boss and hope for +2 from your map, which you're doing. For example, you're doing Tropical Island 68 level, and you wanna get what 68 like ghetto, for example. So only map boss can drop +2, which would be ghetto, for example. And now when you're gonna roll 2 bosses, if you're gonna try to push in the map pool a bit higher, it's gonna be a bit sweeter mode for, I think, for most of map runners. And yeah, some maps contains, like museum contains 3 bosses, so you can have 6 bosses. So it's all, or bazaar map, three small ribbon bosses there. Yeah, so you can get nice loot and nice map pool if you're lucky. But from what I've seen, the map dropping from bosses are like not so frequent. And now we have animals, which we talked about, and bloodline mode. Okay, that's fine, we talked about that one. Poison on hit hasn't been changed. Yes, that's still the same. And unique boss deals 25% and 20% faster. It's a change here as well. Previously it was 30% damage and 25% faster, so a bit slower. Frenzy charge the same, contain 2 unique bosses the same. Reflect has been changed. Previously it was 18%, now it's 13%. I'm not sure if there is a range, let's say 11 to 15, but this is what I got. Previously there was only 18% set. Endurance charge is the same. Okay, bloodlines, we talked about it, but fire resistance, lightning resistance, and cold resistance. Previously it was 75%, so they cut down a bit of those resistance. And when you're playing like elemental build, and for example you have 90% of your damage comes from fire, and you're doing like fire resistant map, and more mobs have elemental resistance, you're gonna struggle a lot without fire penetration. So this comes really nice with those maps changes, because mobs, if they have 0% of resistance, they're gonna get only 40% instead of 75%. In formula it's a lot of damage which you're gonna deal. Lightning resistance here, as you can see, the same 40%. And monsters are immune to curses. There's nothing to change there besides the item rarity. Immune to curses and shocking ground. So again, smothering and immune to curses. Many totems. Chilled ground and many totems, they have the same values in percentage, item quantity and rarity. It's 12 and 6, so combined gives us 24 and 12. And yes, top magic monsters roll, I think, and that 6% quality comes from not the mods, but I just dropped it 6% grotto map, and I use transmute, so don't get and quantity is messed up. You should remove 6%. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, though, this is old map. It has 80% of reflect and more life, more rare monsters, and extra fire damage. Old map. And another old map, elemental weakness. I haven't seen any elemental weakness while rolling those blue maps. I haven't seen any no regeneration, and I haven't seen any what was that, blood magic. Yeah, so those three mods I haven't seen, and I cannot confirm if they are removed or maybe a bit harder to roll, or maybe they only exist on higher tier maps. Okay, and this is a new map. It's been chiseled, so quality is 20% and quantity is 68% because chisel giving 20%. So as you can see, combination. Oh yeah, and the beyond. I haven't rolled beyond as well. Maybe I wasn't lucky enough, or maybe they moved some of the mods into like maybe alking, or I don't know. So shocking ground, rogue, exiles, monster life has been cut down as well. Endurance charges, nothing new here, and beyond. And this one, as you can see, we have beyond, frenzy, extra damage, cannot be stunned, elemental equilibrium. Haven't rolled it either on the blue map, and I'm not sure that monster pack size comes either from elemental equilibrium or beyond. Let's try monster resistance, cold resistance. Yeah, 30% of reflect. I think it's set. Well, I cannot show you any more rollouts of map because I just ran out of my augmentation orbs, so I'm gonna work on this. Thanks you for watching, and see you soon.